On our third day in Vietnam, we would stay in Hoi An, which was a really, really beautiful and quite picturesque place to be. It's a bit of a vacation spot for a lot of tourists, and at one point we went through, made our way to the beach. They have these strange little boats, which they don't seem like they should work very well, but they're kind of a cup in water, and you see people paddling around in them, and it's quite a scene. Next to the river, there was a lot of really beautiful buildings that were from the sort of French era. They are kind of grown over, a little bit dilapidated, but they're still very, very beautiful and have a ton of character to them. We spent a lot of time walking through the markets where they were selling, meats and vegetables, and this was just their daily life. And for it to be in such a picturesque location is just phenomenal. Part of our experience was we went to a place called Oodles of Noodles, and that was where we went and made some noodles of our own, and we learned how to go about the process of noodle making. So Oodles of Noodles was for former street youth who become part of a hospitality program to try and improve their lives and give them an opportunity at a life that really just would not have happened. We spent a lot of time riding around Hoi An and just seeing how beautiful it is at this time of the year. The rice was not fully grown, but it was still really, really beautiful. And, it's such a simple lifestyle. Everybody just goes about their daily lives, and as tourists, they probably think that we're the spectacle. There is a famous couple that's known for being photographed by a journalist at one point and sort of known as the face of Vietnam. So part of our trip there was to go and visit them and to see what their lives are like. Along the way, we also got to ride a water buffalo, which was quite amusing, seeing as the entire group, and as well as the handler of the water buffalo, were actually pretty funny.
If I walk off into the water, he's coming towards me. He's kind of doing his own thing. Can I jump? Oh. Whoa.
One of our stops was also to a local distillery, which is actually inside one of the neighborhoods. This is where they get their rice wine or rice liquor, and it's quite strong, and we enjoyed standing there as a group taking shots. We stopped by a local palm forest and used these odd-looking boats to find our way around the palm forest, and just to sort of experience it and see the fishing boats and the community and that sort of thing. Quite an experience, but also it was focused a little bit more towards the tourist side of things.
We're not gonna get.
While we were paddling on these boats, the sunset and dusk was quite beautiful to see. That night we had a great experience being able to eat some street food, which really was in a back alley, and the owners were really quite nice, and as a group they basically showed us how to go about preparing the different spring rolls that they had, and in doing so she would just ram one down your throat, which was really hilarious. It cannot be understated how beautiful some of the lamps and different crafts work that there is in Vietnam, including little boats. One of the better experiences that I had was going through negotiating the purchase of 9 or so of the different lanterns. As we were going from one location to another, we did stop by some fortifications that sort of bore the scars of different combat situations that had happened in the area. And even though they were for defenses, it was the views around them were really, really beautiful.